Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy Jared here, back again with another video. Today, man, we got a pitching tutorial video for you guys. We're going to be talking about what I like to do when pitching, how top players usually pitch to you, what we all look for, and yeah, just helping you out in general with pitching. So before we get into anything, I just want to show you guys something. I'm going to take you out here to the leaderboards, and I just want to show y'all what the regular ERAs are, man. So look, as you can see here, man, Rebel probably has the lowest ERA, but almost everybody has an ERA above 4, 5, in the 6s. Like, you're never gonna see an ERA in the 2s, in the 1s, in the 3s. You know, this game is not really catered towards pitching, it's more catered towards hitting. So I'm gonna help you out as much as I can with pitching, but you got to go into the game knowing that you're gonna most of the time have to out hit your opponent. You're gonna have to outscore them, and yeah, the game's just built around hitting. That being said, let me talk to you all about pitch repertoire and what you're looking for in a pitcher's arsenal. So basically, you always want to look for a variety of pitches. You want stuff that goes up and down, down and up, left and right, right to left. The more variety you have in your pitches, the harder it is for your opponent to read the pitch, I guess. So you want a good example of what I'm talking about is, where's he at? Forrest Whitley here. Forrest Whitley has a little bit of everything, man. He has the sinker. It's gonna go from the strike zone in towards righty. He has a changeup that goes down, looks like a fastball. He has a slider, goes from right to left. He has a curveball, big looper, goes down, and then he has a cutter, also looks like a fastball, cuts away. The only thing you're probably missing here with Whitley is a fastball, and that's just being picky. But he has a great arsenal of pitches. Right now, he is in my rotation in my Diamond Dynasty team. He's just a great guy with a great arsenal of pitching. Another guy, probably the most popular pitcher right now in the game, is Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber has pretty much everything you want, too. He has the sinker, the slurve, cutter, fastball, changeup. Just the best pitcher in the game right now, and it's because of that. He has a good pitch repertoire. Not only that, he also has high K per nines, which is one thing you look for in a pitcher, and high control. Control, it just makes it easier for you to, control your pitches. It's easier for you to hit the marker on the meter pitching or the analog pitching going to the loop. But yeah, he's just a great pitcher overall. It's the type of pitchers. He also has 99 break, so that helps his sinker, cut. Just a great pitcher overall. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was pitchers with weird releases, man. So believe like this in BR especially, you want to look for these type of guys because it's out of the normal. It's something that your opponent is not going to see normally, so therefore it messes with his timing, it messes with his vision, it messes with his PCI placement. And that's what you want to do. You just want to mess with all three of those as much as you can, however you can. So you want to look for guys that have, the sidearm releases, kind of like Joe Smith from the Astros right here. Joe Smith from the Astros. There's a really underrated lefty guy. I probably know him from BR. He's a submarine lefty pitcher. Has a really weird release. Guys like Oliver Drake, he has this weird delivery where he goes down then goes back up. He has a splitter fastball slider, so splitter fastball cutter, so not a bad pitch repertoire. But yeah, you just want to look for guys like this who are just out of the normal. They're gonna make it way harder for your opponent to hit, meaning that's a good thing for you. Alright guys, so before we actually get into the gameplay, I want to talk to you guys about what the best settings are, man. So hands down, pure analog, it's the best setting. I know some people find it difficult to learn, but it's the setting you want to use. It's gonna take you some time to learn, but it's definitely the setting you want to use. Pulse pitching, man, a lot of RNG. What RNG means is just randomness. You don't really want to use pulse pitching. Meter, there's a little less RNG to this, but it's still not as good as pure analog. Like the point being, man, pure analog is the best, and y'all should just use pure analog. I like to use outfield pitching view, but I know a lot of the other players like to use just the regular strike zone view, just to see how the pitch looks from the hitter's perspective. I kind of like to switch it up a little bit and go with the outfield view, just so it has a different feeling to it, just so I'm not in the same camera the whole game. But I definitely wouldn't go against using strike zone or outfield view. We're gonna use strike zone view for, outfield view for today though. For the pitching ball marker, this isn't really too important. This is just preference. I like to go with the trail a little bit more. I just like to see more of where my pitch is gonna go, more than just see the little lines with classic. But I like to have pitch trail on. But really, that's pretty much the main points. Pure analog is just the most important thing in your settings. You want to be using pure analog. All right, so getting into the gameplay, the pitching gameplay part of this. The first point, man, the whole point of pitching, man, is to make it hard for your opponent to hit. That's what pitching is meant. You want to stay away from the middle. You just want to stay away from this part of the zone right here. You don't want to have anything in this part of the zone. Middle, like right here. You just don't want to be around that part. What you want to do is in pitchers counts. So counts like 0-2, 0-1, 1-2, even a 2-2 count. You want to be throwing pitches that are going to be starting as strikes and ending as balls. It's how you get your opponent to swing at bad pitches. So what I mean by that is, so let's for example have an 0-2 count here. So we have an 0-2 count here. You definitely don't want to be throwing anything over the plate. You can go with like a slider out here. You can go with the sinker way inside in the hands. You can go with the fork ball down here. So if you notice, all these pitches, they're gonna look like a strike and as a ball. Look like a strike and as a ball. Look like a strike and as a ball. That's what you want to do. Some of the pitches I recommend are, like I said, the sinker up and in, the fork ball down low, the slider down and away, the slider down, just a slider down here. For some reason, it really looks like a fastball. It just looks like it's in the middle of the plate and it just kind of drops. And so yeah, then another way of pitching is what we call the dots. So when you're trying to throw a dot on somebody, just trying to catch them unexpected, not unexpected, trying to catch them like not ready for that type of pitch. So that includes maybe a pitch like a fastball right on the corner, like a slider coming from the inside part of the plate that catches the corner right there. Maybe a sinker up and away that comes back, a backdoor sinker up and away that catches the corner. Pitches like that, you know, what we call the dots. Always think about it as limiting the damage. You just want to not make any mistakes. It's so easy to hit mistakes, man. A mistake that I always find myself making, man, is trying to throw this outdoor slider, and then I leave it over the plate like that. That pitch right there, that slider that just stays over the plate, it's probably one of the easiest pitches to hit out of the park. It just hangs and it stays in the middle part of the plate. Another pitch I find myself making mistakes with is when I try to throw this inside slider, I don't get it inside enough. That was actually not a bad slider, bad sinker, but it's more like this. kind of like that. That was kind of a backdoor sinker, but pretty much the sinker just stays in the middle and my opponent just smashes it. So limit your mistakes. All right, so now we're going to talk about pitch combos. We're going to talk about some pitch combos that I really like to use, especially at the higher levels where opponents, you know, are better skilled with the bat. So you got to mix it up on them and make pitches look the same as each other. One pitch combo I like to do is the sinker inside, forkball inside. So yeah, so this can be a fastball or a sinker. It's just a fast pitch inside, and then you mix it up with a changeup or a forkball in the same part inside but down low. So it's gonna look like that fastball inside, but really you're throwing that low off speed down low. Yeah. Another pitch another combination I like to do is maybe the dot that we were talking about, the fastball in that corner, and then mix that with the slider away. This one's a little tougher to do. That slider right there. You want to get that slider a little bit outside of the plate. But yeah, that's the second pitch combination. Another pitch combination can be the sinker up and in, mix it with the slider up and out somewhere here. This one's kind of dangerous though. You want to make sure you keep that slider outside. Let me actually switch pitchers to a fastball guy. All right, and then another pitch combination you guys can do is the fastball outside, up and out. Mix that up with either the slider outside. It can be middle to down low outside, or it can be the changeup outside like that. So pretty much what these pitch combinations are is you're gonna probably throw a sinker inside on like an 0-0 count, 0-1 count, early in the count, and then later in the count, to try to make it look the same, you're gonna throw that off speed down low to mix it up on them and make it look like that same pitch that you threw earlier in the count. That's pretty much what pitch combinations are. Okay, so now so that was to a righty. That was just in general pitching. Now we're gonna talk about pitching from righty to lefty and lefty to righty. So let me set this up. We're gonna have Gibson in there. And let's just put a lefty in there. So here we got righty on lefty matchup. When facing a lefty hitter with the righty pitcher, I usually don't like to throw inside. It's a lot of people, when they have a lefty up to bat, they're always looking to pull the ball. Especially against a righty, they're always looking for that fastball inside. So I usually never, like, it's rare when I throw a hard pitch inside, just because I feel like everybody sits on that, especially in the higher levels. So what I like to do is I like to keep the fastball upside, up and out corner, down low. When I do throw inside, I like to throw sliders down and in, right there, that goes towards the ankles. I like to throw the changeup down and in like that. Occasionally I will throw the changeup down here outside, try to maybe hit that corner. Another pitch, the curveball, can be used down and in like that. When you have a sinker, the sinker is not a bad pitch inside. Like I said, I kind of rarely throw this unless I really notice my opponent has bad timing on it. Throw this sinker inside. It's just hard to read sometimes like that. Kind of catch that corner. But that's what I like to do righty on lefty. Lefty on lefty. Lefty on lefty, it's a little bit of the same stuff, man. People just love to look for that inside pitch, so I usually tend to stay away from inside unless, like I said, I notice that they have really late timing. That's the only time I'll be throwing inside. If I notice my opponent's just late on almost every fastball I've been throwing. So yeah, kind of the same stuff. Fastball outside, You can't throw the sinker since the sinker is now diving in towards them. You can throw the sinker inside. Just make sure you keep it as a ball. If not, they're gonna crush it. You know, the typical slider down and away. You can always throw the slider down low too, but make sure you keep it low, because if you leave it over the plate, it's gonna get smacked. And yeah, that's usually how you want to pitch. Righty and righty we already talked about. Now let's talk about lefty on righty. Keep here. It's somebody like Bregman. So lefty on righty, man, again, people are just really good at hitting the inside pitch, man. If you notice, a lot of people would rather be early than late on any type of pitch. So I always, doesn't matter what side I'm pitching to, I'm very limited with what I throw inside. That's depending on their tendencies. But always outside, throw the slider towards the ankles, the cutter inside that comes back, starts as a ball, into the strike, and then the changeup down low. And you got to remember, all these pitches just depend on the count. Whatever the count is, 0-2 count, you can throw anything outside the zone. Nothing should be in the zone on an 0-2 count, 1-2 count. What else? All right, now we're gonna talk about pitching on 3-0 counts. 3-0 counts, man, are tough. You never want to be in this situation. You never want to fall into a 3-0 count, 3-1 count. You never want to have the disadvantage against a hitter. That being said, it will happen. So when you are in these situations, you want to throw a really, you just don't want to throw a fastball down the middle, just in case they have the green light. Because if they do have the green light, you throw that fastball down the middle, kiss it goodbye. So you want to throw maybe like a sinker. It can be kind of down the middle, but it's just harder to time. A sinker's harder to time than the fastball. You can always throw like a big looping curveball, kind of like this. Some of the time, man, it's going to be a home run. Which, I mean, you put yourself in that situation. Another part of the time, if they do swing, they're going to pop it up. So you just don't want to be really predictable on 3-0. You want to throw a strike because you don't want to walk people, but you don't want to just throw a fastball down the middle. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Just to kind of summarize over some of the key points that I wrote down. When pitching, always look for your good pitch repertoire. K per 9 control. Also boss per 9, that helps your control as well. Your settings, you want to be using pure analog. Like I said, always, if you suck with it, man, just, I promise you'll get better with it. You're gonna struggle a little bit at the beginning, but in the long run, it's gonna help you out. And then gameplay wise, you always want to stay away from the middle. Work in pitches that start off as a strike, end up as a ball. Pitches that start off as a ball and end up as a strike. The dots, you usually want to do those in pitchers counts. And very limited. When you're throwing dots, you want to do them very carefully, because if you miss with that, you miss over the plate on a pitcher's count, on a 1-2 count, 0-2 count, you make a mistake like that and they hit a home run, it hurts. So make sure to be careful with the dots. Just don't make too many mistakes, like I was saying. And just always remember, man, oh wait, before that, pitch combos. Work your pitch combos in, so you know, make your pitches all look similar, so you can keep your opponent off balance, because that's the main key. You want to keep your opponent off balance. And to wrap it up, man, just remember, this game, MLB The Show, is more really wrapped around hitting. It's more catered towards the hitting, so always remember that. You're still gonna have to out hit your opponents. Pitching really is just trying to limit the damage, in my opinion. But yeah, hopefully you guys found the video helpful. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below if you guys have any questions, because I'm pretty sure I missed some key points. But yeah, this was your boy JR, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.